At this point, Magic has gone through wholesale changes, whether it's the addition of other boxes, set, collector, eventually play, the dismissal of the draft box, the crazy change in how sets are delivered and the pace we're getting them, or the introduction of other storylines and IPs into the cardboard world that we have come to know and love. Magic's been through several iterations, but it seems like along with every single one of these iterations comes, yes, a price hike. I want to talk today about the real dangers of expensive Magic the Gathering product, far beyond just the fact that it costs fans like you and I more money, what it's doing to our game, and what's going to happen now that the stars have aligned, if you will, and we are getting a standard release of sets with Universes Beyond in very, very expensive boosters. All of that and more in today's video. It's going to be a bit of a rant, so if you like content like this and stuff on this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. We are racing to 12K subs, and every click of that button helps a small channel like mine more than you can possibly imagine. Thanks so much, and let's get into it. Now, I want to qualify this right out of the gate. When I say expensive Magic the Gathering product, I mean the base product used for play, what it would have always been known as the Draft Booster Box and is now the Play Booster Box. And I know it feels bad when collector product is expensive and hard to get your hands on and pre-ordering way too early, but it doesn't affect Magic as much as a whole. Magic the Gathering is still accessible, it's still playable, and when the collector box is crazy expensive, the play booster box has proven to still be available for a reasonable price, at least reasonable when you consider 2025 prices, the ecosystem, and trading card games as a whole. So I want to focus in on that today. An expensive Magic the Gathering product has a lot of fallouts just on its own, without the perfect storm that we have come to experience in the early stages of 2025. Expensive Magic the Gathering base product in itself has shown that it leaves consumers, as we talked in the intro, with a bad taste in their mouth. Let's look at what it could have been one of the best sets in Magic the Gathering history. Looking no further back than Commander Masters, we see what happens when Wizards of the Coast says, hey, we're going to print a product with all of your favorite cards and a ton of playables and things that our community has come to know and love. But to get your hands on a sealed box of it, it's going to cost you $200, $300, and yes, sometimes even $400. We're going to hike this price up higher than an old man hikes up his pants with some sweet, sweet suspenders, and the community as a whole pretty much rejected the product at its start. If we look at cardboardfinance.com, you can check it there now. It's supported by the channel members here. It's $5 a month. Please help support the project, and thank you to all the channel members who currently do. We will see that the sales of this product didn't really kick off until prices had tanked to a point where people said, you know what, at this point, it's definitely worth buying. And it just goes to show that no matter the value of the cards in the box, the entry level price matters. Magic the Gathering fans, like you and I, consumers, want to feel like they're getting a good price on a product that they buy, and when you don't give them that, it puts a notch in the column of, well, we don't really care for this product. But it does go deeper than just that. This ability to weed out the potential buyers for a sealed box is dangerous in the fact that Magic the Gathering has always felt like an accessible hobby. And yes, the price point and the ability to have that money to spend is important. The accessibility to the feel, the Magic is for everyone feel is important. And with the inception and the introduction of Universes Beyond, it is more important than ever. The idea of Universes Beyond and where it shines the most, in my opinion, is where Magic and someone else's favorite hobby come to mingle in this beautiful world where we grow our community and more people are introduced to the cardboard fun that we have around here. I personally am not a fan of Universes Beyond. I wish it was not a thing. It's not something that I enjoy. But the fact that it exists is growing Magic the Gathering, and more often than not, it's people that had heard of Magic the Gathering or played at some point in their life and had set the hobby down and kind of moved on that are being brought back into the fold. You take the thought of those people with the idea that new eyeballs are on your game, and yeah, some of those people are going to give it a try, play some Commander, and be hooked and join our community. That's all in all, an overwhelming positive. But when the tax to have that experience goes up and up and up and up, and yes, I understand these licenses cost money. I understand that it's likely more expensive to produce a Spider-Man set than it is to produce, well, Outlaws at Thunder Junction, at Murders at Karlov Manor, or even Bloomborough. I do believe that keeping these entry points reasonable is important to that growth. If you take away the beauty, the wonder, the magnificence that is Universes Beyond as an entry point, as a way for us to gather around our favorite card game with people from other walks of life or other IPs and other ideas, then you lose a lot of the luster and the reason for Universes Beyond. This is a dangerous brewing stew that I think is going to negate the biggest upside of the UB project, and all in all, it might make Wizards of the Coast some more money in the short term, but isn't going to offer the widespreading growth of Magic the Gathering that we would love to see from Universes Beyond. And, you know, without the growth, without the other people looking in, I really like Universes Beyond less and less. But in 2025, we've come to a perfect storm. If you know what I'm going to say for the perfect storm, let me know in the comment section below, because it revolves around not only the things we talked about, the expensive Magic the Gathering product, the entry point, the feels of the Magic the Gathering product, the Universes Beyond front door on-ramp, but it also involves the way Magic the Gathering product is now delivered to us. And even though Standard is not an important format as much as I want it to be. I love Standard. I wish it was more widespread and better and bigger, but at this point in 2025, it's just not. It is important that all of these products in 2025, including the Universes Beyond products, are now flowing through the Standard life cycle, because this says almost everything that needs to be said about the power level of these products. By flowing Universes Beyond sets through Standard, keeping them Universes Beyond sets, and charging a premium for them, you've entered the perfect storm. This terrible choice, these two possible routes we could take. On one route, we have these Universes Beyond product that, you know, they preserve the power level of Standard and the quality of life that has come to Standard players in a Standard Magic the Gathering set. They find balance in with the other Magic the Gathering sets, and likely you start to see Final Fantasy characters, Clouds, and your Spider-Mans intermixed at your Standard table. And while, yeah, that might not be for you, that is that world where people are brought in. The downside of that is, well, these aren't crazy powerful sets, and we know one thing and one thing only: people like to play with powerful cards. It's one of the reasons that a lot of these Universes Beyond sets have been so wildly successful, you know, up to this point. Yes, the outside IP helps. Yes, the love for Magic the Gathering and the bringing together these communities helps. But the powerful cards is what keeps us coming back for more. And negate the powerful cards, throw those out the window, and I would be hard-pressed to see a long-term scenario where the IP and the fact that it's Magic carries that heavy price tag alone without some sweet, sweet power. There are ways to go about this. We can have subset cards, we can have lists in the products and box toppers and things like that, but all in all, the best Magic the Gathering sets are normally the most powerful and iconic sets, and, well, if you let go of that power, you're into a dangerous, dangerous space. But there's another road here, where these Universes Beyond sets come through Standard, they're in the Standard life cycle, and Wizards of the Coast says, frankly, we don't care. We don't care that they're in the Standard life cycle. We want powerful cards in our Lord of the Rings set. We want powerful cards in our Spider-Man sets. Why? Because that means people are going to buy them, and that's going to make us look good to these other companies and all the other evil business things that we come to talk about, which I will say, I don't think having the thought of your business in your head while you do business makes you evil. I don't think Wizards of the Coast is inherently an evil company. I just disagree with a lot of the decisions they've made. I don't know, that's probably going to get me some hate, but I really do disagree with a lot of the decisions WotC has made. But this inverse reality where these cards and these sets in these products are wildly powerful is just as dangerous of an outcome, because now you have negated, you have lower power, you have made almost useless your regular Magic the Gathering sets, the sets that I love so much, your Bloomburrows, your Foundations, your Duskborns, and yeah, even your Aether Drift. Shout out to the haters out there. Go vroom. These sets are going to be less and less meaningful in the world and life cycle of Magic the Gathering, and for a company that is already not taking good care of the IP, their characters, their stories, and the feel of their core products, This is a dangerous, dangerous slope towards the Universes Beyond world. But Josh, Universe Beyond sells! Who cares if we're just Fortnite? We're all Universes Beyond. Well, as we've seen with Fortnite, that's not a 30-year plan. That comes crashing down, and not crashing down in a dramatic way, but it's not sustainable long-term growth is what I'm trying to say. The best way to live long-term is to have your game and your story and your IP matter to your fans. And I'm okay if we bring more people into that fold through almost any means necessary. But I would be remiss if I didn't say if you're not a caretaker for your own product, your own story, your own IP, and your own sealed release experiences, then we've entered a dangerous, dangerous zone. All in all, the cost of Magic the Gathering product, the heavy burden, has much more impact than just the price tag on the box. I think all of these things and more are going to surface, especially in this year, if not in the next year or two, and we will talk about all of it here on the channel. Again, make sure you've hit those buttons below and give the like button a tickle while you're down there, because I always forget to mention it. All right, if you like the discussion, I will happy to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh. We got tons to talk about with Tarkir releases, Final Fantasy numbers, Spider-Man. We're going to do actual price analysis on these things, so stay tuned. All right, I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.